You can say, oh, true beauty comes from within. But try walking around with a distorted face. I felt like a monster, a sideshow circus clown.
When beauty becomes an obsession, the results can be shocking, even tragic. Some celebrities, in their relentless pursuit of perfection, have taken plastic surgery too far, transforming their iconic faces into something unrecognizable. From botched procedures to surgeries gone horribly wrong, these stories reveal the hidden dangers of chasing unattainable standards. Today, we'll uncover the 12 most jaw-dropping cases of celebrities who destroyed their faces with plastic surgery. Number 12. Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley, once admired for her classic beauty and her relationship with Elvis Presley, experienced a heartbreaking transformation after trusting the wrong doctor. In the early 2000s, she became a victim of a notorious scam when an unlicensed doctor injected industrial-grade silicone into her face, promising it would rejuvenate her appearance. This decision had devastating consequences, leaving her with lumps, scarring, and a mask-like stiffness that took away her natural expressions. Her cheeks, once softly defined, became overly filled and puffy, creating an unnatural look. The silicone injections caused uneven texture across her face, with visible deformities around her lips and under her eyes. Her facial muscles also seemed restricted, making her expressions appear frozen and uncharacteristic of the warm and expressive features she was once known for. Over the years, these changes drew widespread attention, with many fans expressing concern for her well-being. In an effort to repair the damage, Priscilla underwent several corrective surgeries. While some of the effects were improved, others proved difficult to reverse entirely. The aftermath of the botched procedure left her face significantly altered, and the emotional toll of the experience was evident. Despite the challenges, Priscilla continued to carry herself with grace and composure, remaining a public figure who actively supported the causes she believed in. Adding to her struggles, Priscilla underwent surgery to remove cancerous tissue from her nose in 2019, which reportedly deepened her concerns about her appearance. This procedure left her with scars that required further cosmetic work to conceal. Her pursuit of youthful beauty, combined with these health challenges, left her face permanently changed, a stark contrast to the natural elegance she once radiated during her earlier years in the public eye. Priscilla's experience serves as a reminder of how trusting the wrong person for cosmetic work can have life-altering consequences. While she remains a beloved icon, her story underscores the importance of caution when undergoing any cosmetic procedure, especially when placed in the wrong hands. Number 11. Simon Cowell. America's Got Talent judge, Simon Cowell has acknowledged undergoing plastic surgery on his face, but he also stated that he removed much of it after his son no longer recognized him. However, some plastic surgeons believe he has done more than he admits to. They also complained about the quality of the job. One plastic surgeon apparently verified that he got a facelift and filler injections. Dr. Randa Jafar, a board-certified pain management physician, aesthetics expert, injector, and partner with Certainly Health, said Simon had a facelift. Jafar estimated that Simon's efforts had cost between $20,000 and $80,000. He further stated that it appears to have started with Botox injections to remove fine wrinkles and apparent symptoms of aging. Simon disclosed in 2018 that he underwent a 2,000-pound facelift procedure. However, Simon stated that most of it had been removed as a result of his son, who refused to recognize him after the procedures. Now, Jafar stated that Simon could have significantly enhanced the job if he had wanted to. Dr. Randa Jafar said that Simon Cowell might enhance earlier procedures by having a more precise and efficient placement of filler. According to the doctor, Simon needs a professional and attentive plastic surgeon. According to reports, Cowell received a silhouette soft lift facelift. Fans have posted many comments online about Simon's change in appearance, which he claims is mostly non-surgical. While Simon claims he has not gone under the needle for anything lately, many fans believe what he did was not good. Many of the comments are not kind. One critic said, "He no longer looks like an aging celebrity who's had a bunch of work done. He fully looks like a face transplant patient." Cowell himself told The Sun, "There was a phase where everyone was having their faces pumped full of this and the other, before proclaiming that his injections had made him look like something out of a horror film." In the video titled, "Why is Simon Cowell's Face Melting?" his plastic surgery nightmare YouTuber Lauryn Hill shared thoughts on what led to Simon's new look. Hill details how Simon began off with a natural, rustic appearance. She feels his skin is thicker than other people's, increasing the chance of wrinkles. As a result, skin like Cowell's seems to collapse as he ages, causing sagging around the neck and face, which can lead to crow's feet and drooping jowls. Hill observes the first alteration in Cowell's nose. She observes that when he was younger, the bridge of his nose was larger, whilst the tip was quite small. In later images, his nose appears to be more balanced, with a thinner bridge and a larger tip than before. Hill believes this is a result of revision rhinoplasty. In this procedure, cartilage is added to the tip of the nose, while bone and cartilage are removed from the bridge. She thinks he began using dermal fillers in 2012 to add fat to his face and produce a more youthful appearance. Hill claims that the majority of the injections went to the mid-face, resulting in Cowell's wider and fuller cheeks. She points out that his face appears to become larger and larger with time. According to the YouTuber, the star's skin envelope, or overlaying skin and subcutaneous fat of the face, has been stretched and expanded to the point that it no longer naturally falls. This, of course, necessitated the use of additional fillers, resulting in a loop of repairing defects and then addressing the negative effects of the cure. Cowell is also said to have had Botox put into his forehead. Hill claims this is proved by its smooth look and hooded eyes, which are obvious signs of badly applied Botox. Furthermore, she believes he underwent a lower eyelid blepharoplasty, a cosmetic operation in which loose skin is removed from the eyelid and the lid is sewn back into place, giving it a more youthful appearance. Hill confirms that the actor has undergone an endoscopic brow lift. Cowell's brows are clearly higher in the December 2022 video than they were previously. Finally, seeing the thinness of his lower face, Hill assumes he has had a procedure called thermage, a non-invasive therapy that may smooth, tighten, and skin contour. Number 10. Katie Price. The former fashion model, 46, has undergone hundreds of plastic surgery procedures and aesthetic treatments over the years. Katie sprang to prominence as Jordan, the outspoken Page 3 model, and has spent the last nearly 3 decades solidifying her reputation as a British legend. From her plethora of reality TV shows in the early 2000s to her appearances on I'm a Celeb and Open Confessions on talk shows throughout the years, it's unlikely that a single person in Britain is unaware of her identity. Katie's interest in plastic surgery, Botox, dermal fillers, and other procedures increased as her notoriety expanded. She has had 16 boob jobs, hundreds of syringes of lip filler, and now hopes to have her 3rd BBL. Pricey has most likely spent more than $120,000 on cosmetic surgery on her face and body over the course of her life. Katie has been gifted various treatments by surgeons and beauticians, both domestic and international, who just ask for an Instagram post about their business in exchange. Katie made her modeling debut in the mid-1990s, and she quickly adopted her alter ego, Jordan. She was just 17 years old and famous for her wide smile and even greater curls, which her daughter Princess Andre, 17, emulates. Katie admitted in 2023 that she had no idea what Botox was or fillers at that stage in her career. She did confess, however, that if she had started her tweaking at a younger age, she might have done so sooner. Katie, who had previously stated that she would never have a facelift, broke her promise and underwent a silhouette version of the procedure. It is less invasive than a typical facelift, using dissolvable sutures with small cones or barbs to reposition and retain the skin in place, giving the face a more youthful appearance without cutting it open. According to EverClinic, this costs roughly $3,000. Katie had further surgery done on her veneers, as well as her breast implants reduced. Katie said her first facelift was botched, causing her to have corrective surgery the following year at the age of 40. Her representative then disclosed that the threads from her silhouette facelift had distorted her look. At the time, Katie said, "I need to get my face recorrected after a surgeon totally f***ed my face up." The revision facelift likely cost anywhere between $15,000 to $20,000. Afterwards, she underwent multiple procedures including surgical face, eye, and eyelid lift. Her first ever BBL, followed by a second BBL, a tummy tuck, and full-body liposuction in Turkey between 2019 and 2021. The mother of 5 was rumored to have undergone another eye and brow lift in 2022, and it was believed at the time that she wanted to return to Turkey for further revisions after being dissatisfied with her recent operation. She wanted the biggest boobs in Britain and chose 2,120 cc implants to boost her already large breasts at a facility in Belgium in 2023. Katie flew to Turkey in August 2024 for additional, supposedly free upgrades. She had another facelift, including a fox eye lift, at Trio Clinic in Istanbul, and promoted the clinic to her 2.7 million Instagram followers. She accompanied her new boyfriend, JJ Slater, and both had veneer enhancements. The former beauty model was photographed posing in a car park with large bandages across her nose and on the side of her face. She also had bandages over her ears, implying that she had them pinned back, as previously reported. A source previously informed Closer magazine that Katie is traveling to Turkey this month for her first New Year's procedure, correcting her pixie ears. She believes they require correction after her recent facelift. She's having her ears removed, then restitched and pinned back so they don't poke out. Katie confirmed she would be having further enhancements on her Snapchat, telling fans, "From my last surgery, there are just a few little bits that I want tweaking. Well, they need tweaking. So here I am getting ready. That's the worst bit for me, the needle. The needle's done, so now I can relax." Number 9. Donatella Versace. Donatella Versace became one of the most recognizable faces in fashion, but her transformation through plastic surgery has become a subject of endless debate. Known for her work in building the Versace brand, after the tragic death of her brother, she was once admired for her striking natural features and timeless Italian elegance. In the 90s, Donatella's face reflected her confidence and her powerful presence in the world of high fashion. Her features were balanced, expressive, and distinctive, complementing the glamour associated with her name. However, as time passed, her appearance began to change in ways that shocked many. Her nose, once naturally broad, started appearing narrower and more refined, which suggested early rhinoplasty. This change was subtle at first, but grew more noticeable as the years went on. Her skin also began to look unusually tight and smooth, leading many to suspect she had undergone several facelifts. These procedures removed the natural aging lines that give character to a person's face, replacing them with a pulled and stretched look that critics often described as unnatural. Over time, her lips also became noticeably fuller and plumper, which pointed to the frequent use of lip fillers. What once was a subtle pout turned into an exaggerated feature that drew attention for all the wrong reasons. Another striking change was in the shape of her cheeks. They became more defined and prominent, likely due to the use of cheek implants or fillers. While high cheekbones are often associated with beauty, the overuse of enhancements left her face looking overly sculpted, almost unnatural compared to her earlier photos. Her eyes also showed signs of significant alteration, possibly from surgeries designed to reduce puffiness or lift her eyelids. The procedures changed the way her eyes expressed emotion, making her once lively gaze appear distant. Over the years, Donatella's face became a frequent topic of media scrutiny, highlighting how her attempts to preserve her youth altered her identity. This shift raises questions about the pressure celebrities face to look perfect and how far some will go to meet those expectations. Number 8. Jocelyn Wildenstein. Jocelyn Wildenstein became famous not only for her high society lifestyle, but also for her shocking transformation through plastic surgery. She was married to billionaire Alec Wildenstein, and their life was full of glamour and wealth. But over time, Jocelyn's appearance changed drastically, and many struggled to recognize the person she once was. Her transformation began in the 1990s and was said to be inspired by her husband's love for exotic cats. This sparked her decision to alter her features in ways that left her looking far from natural. Her eyes became one of the most noticeable changes. Multiple surgeries gave them an unnatural upward slant, which many believed was meant to mimic feline features. The once soft and expressive look of her eyes turned sharp and angled. Her cheekbones were another area of focus. Over time, they became more pronounced and fuller, which suggested heavy use of fillers or implants. This gave her face a stretched and sculpted appearance that looked unnatural when compared to her earlier photos. Jocelyn's lips also became much fuller than they originally were, appearing overly plumped and exaggerated. Her face seemed to lose its natural balance as these features grew more prominent. What once gave her an elegant and sophisticated look now appeared exaggerated and unnatural, causing her face to draw constant media attention. She became widely known as Catwoman, a nickname that symbolized the extent of her transformation. Despite the criticism and widespread attention, Jocelyn has always denied that her surgeries were excessive. Instead, she has claimed that her features are influenced by her Swiss heritage. Over the years, her name became less associated with her lavish lifestyle and more connected to her altered appearance. While her transformation shocked many, her story continued to raise questions about the pressures of maintaining an image in high society. The next case, however, takes us from intentional changes to a tragic mistake with even more devastating effects. Number 7. Carol Bryan. Carol Bryan's story is one of the most heartbreaking cases of cosmetic procedures gone wrong. Unlike others who intentionally sought dramatic changes, Carol's journey began with the hope of enhancing her natural beauty. At 47, she decided to try dermal fillers to restore volume to her face, something many people consider a simple, non-invasive option. However, what should have been a routine procedure turned into a devastating nightmare due to a grave mistake made during the treatment. The problem started when the fillers used on Carol included silicone, which was injected incorrectly into her forehead and cheeks. Initially, everything seemed fine, but within months, her face began to swell uncontrollably. The swelling didn't stop there. Her forehead expanded so much that it began drooping over her eyes, leaving her vision impaired. Her once beautiful features became distorted, and the changes were so severe that she avoided leaving her house. For Carol, looking in the mirror became unbearable, as her reflection was almost unrecognizable. Desperate for a solution, Carol underwent numerous surgeries to try to correct the damage. Unfortunately, the initial surgeries only worsened her condition. The fillers had integrated into her tissue, making removal extremely complicated. One surgery involved a 17-hour procedure, during which doctors worked tirelessly to repair her face. While the surgery helped her regain some of her appearance, it came at a cost. Carol permanently lost sight in one eye. The emotional toll of her ordeal was equally severe. Carol struggled with feelings of isolation and hopelessness, but she eventually decided to share her story publicly. Her experience has since become a warning about the risks of poorly performed cosmetic procedures and the dangers of using unregulated materials. She now advocates for safer practices in the cosmetic industry, hoping to prevent others from experiencing what she endured. Number 6. Raji Narin. This next story focuses on someone who faced equally shocking consequences, but this time from an illegal and horrifying procedure. Raji Narin's story is one of the most horrifying examples of what can go wrong with unregulated cosmetic procedures. In 2005, Raji was looking for an affordable way to enhance her facial features, but what she found instead was life-changing in all the worst ways. She placed her trust in someone who claimed to be a licensed doctor, but turned out to be an unqualified practitioner operating in the shadows of the beauty industry. The materials injected into Raji's face were far from safe or approved for cosmetic use. Instead of professional-grade fillers, the person used a mix of cement, tire sealant, and mineral oil. This dangerous cocktail hardened beneath her skin, creating severe deformities and causing her unbearable physical pain. Her cheeks and jawline became lumpy and misshapen, completely altering the structure of her face. The emotional toll was just as devastating. For years, Raji avoided public spaces, fearing the stares and judgment of others. She felt deeply isolated and struggled to come to terms with the damage done to her face. The visible disfigurement made her feel as though she had lost a part of her identity. Adding to her anguish, attempts to correct the damage proved highly risky. The hardened materials had fused with her facial tissue, making their removal incredibly dangerous and complicated. Years later, Raji sought help from the doctors on the show Botched. Although they couldn't fully undo the harm caused by the illegal injections, they were able to soften some of the more extreme deformities and improve her facial symmetry. While the procedures brought some relief, they could not completely erase the physical and emotional scars left behind. Today, Raji uses her painful experience to educate others about the dangers of black market cosmetic procedures. She openly shares her story to warn against trusting unlicensed practitioners and to encourage greater awareness about the risks involved. As Raji's journey sheds light on a hidden and dangerous side of cosmetic work, the next story turns to a Hollywood star whose surgeries took a different toll on his once iconic appearance. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. Famous influencer Lena Jang was internationally praised for her allure and beauty by fans and beauty gurus. But this sudden rise to fame strengthened her desire to look even better. So, she underwent plastic surgery in hopes of enhancing her features. But unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. She had an allergic reaction to the injectables and her face became swollen to the point that she was unrecognizable. The mental toll of this setback was even worse, and she had to spend months in recovery. Over the years, several botched cases like Lena's have surfaced, and it makes us wonder why people are choosing to risk their lives just to look better. Would you ever consider going under the knife? Let us know in the comments. Number 5. Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke was once one of the most handsome actors in Hollywood, known for his chiseled jawline, rugged charm, and standout performances in movies like 9½ Weeks and Angel Heart. But his career took an unexpected turn when he decided to leave acting for professional boxing. The brutal nature of the sport left him with multiple facial injuries that required surgery to repair. Unfortunately, the surgeries he underwent to fix the damage resulted in a drastic transformation that shocked his fans and forever changed how the world saw him. Rourke's injuries included a broken nose and damaged cheekbones, which required reconstructive surgery. He later admitted that some of these procedures were performed by the wrong surgeons, which only made things worse. His once angular jawline became softer and more rounded, while his cheekbones appeared fuller and less natural due to implants or excessive fillers. Over time, his face looked swollen and tight, far from the ruggedly handsome features he was once known for. To try to maintain his appearance, Rourke also underwent Botox treatments, which left his forehead unnaturally smooth and his expressions stiff. His lips also appeared altered, giving him a slightly unnatural look that made him nearly unrecognizable from his earlier days in Hollywood. These changes sparked public speculation and criticism, with many expressing sadness over how much his appearance had changed. Despite the backlash, Rourke has openly admitted his regrets about his surgeries, acknowledging the mistakes he made in choosing his doctors. While he has continued to work in Hollywood and even delivered a powerful performance in The Wrestler, his changed appearance remains a topic of conversation. His story highlights how even necessary surgeries can sometimes lead to results that are far from what was intended, leaving behind a lasting impact that's hard to reverse. Number 4. Igor and Grichka Bogdanoff. French TV stars Igor and Grichka Bogdanoff are two of the most tragic examples of botched plastic surgery. Having been born identical twins, they seem to be twinning themselves thanks to dueling plastic surgery. The Bogdanoff brothers, who bear a striking likeness to Jocelyn Wildenstein, are still injecting and filling into their 60s, as is she. During the 1970s, there were only attractive individuals. The French TV stars, who have noble Russian origins and share an interest in science fiction and cosmology, were well known for their shows concerning extraterrestrial phenomena and robotics. Prior to their fixation with cosmetic surgery, the couple appeared very differently on TV in the 1970s. By the late 1990s, as the Bogdanoffs were approaching their 50s, they were undergoing surgery and implants. The twins, who were regulars at the Cannes Film Festival, resembled Kirk Douglas and Buzz Lightyear. Igor had more bouffant hair and a darker artificial tan, whilst Grichka's cheek implants were so large they must have ached and forced his eyes into slits. The Bogdanoff twins denied undergoing plastic surgery but were recognized for their high cheekbones and chins. The Sydney Morning Herald described the twins' cheekbones as so high and bulbous as to appear to threaten their owner's vision in 2010, adding that the twins' debut at the Cannes Film Festival caused a stir around the world. According to former Education Minister Luke Ferry, a friend of the brothers, they both underwent Botox injections for cosmetic purposes. The Herald noted that the twins' cheekbones had become noticeably larger in the 1990s, and that growth in their lips and chins continued unabated through the last decade. The twins became popular internet memes, particularly among Bitcoin fans, with the Bogdanoffs mockingly depicted as all-powerful market makers. Several outlets, including CNN, Business Insider, and the Daily Telegraph, covered their looks as crypto memes. According to Business Insider, the twins went along with their meme fame and claimed on Temps X to have anticipated cryptocurrencies in the 1980s. The Bogdanoff twins were both admitted to the Georges Pompidou European Hospital in Paris on December 15, 2021, in severe condition after catching COVID-19. Grichka died on December 28th, while Igor died 6 days later, on January 3, 2022. They were both 72 years old and had refused vaccinations on purpose. Number 3. Pete Burns. Pete Burns, the lead singer of the band Dead or Alive, was once recognized for his unique and striking features. His career took off with hits like You Spin Me Round, like a record, making him a pop icon. However, his appearance began to change dramatically over the years, leaving fans puzzled and shocked. What started as a rhinoplasty to fix a broken nose eventually turned into a series of surgeries that completely altered his face. These procedures became more frequent and extreme, leading to a transformation that even Pete admitted went too far. One of the most noticeable changes was in his lips. Pete underwent multiple lip augmentation procedures, which left them overly swollen and distorted. This drastic change became one of his signature features, but also drew widespread criticism. His cheekbones were also heavily altered, likely through implants or fillers, making his face look unnaturally sculpted. Over time, the repeated procedures caused his skin to appear stretched and uneven, especially around his nose and jawline. the surgeries were not without complications. Pete faced infections, scarring, and ongoing health issues due to the procedures. He admitted to spending nearly all his earnings on maintaining and correcting his appearance, yet he never seemed satisfied with the results. Despite the physical and emotional toll, Pete continued to embrace his transformation, seeing it as an extension of his creativity and identity. His story, however, became a cautionary tale of how far one can go in the pursuit of altering their appearance. Pete's untimely death in 2016 added a tragic end to his journey, leaving many to reflect on the impact of his decisions. His transformation was shocking, but the next story highlights how a single surgery can lead to unexpected and painful consequences. Number 2. Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne has always been open about her experiences with cosmetic surgery. Over the years, she has had multiple procedures including facelifts, neck lifts, and Botox. While she often spoke about these surgeries in a lighthearted way, her most recent facelift in 2021 turned into a nightmare. The results left her face asymmetrical, with one eye appearing noticeably lower than the other. Sharon herself described the results as horrifying, saying she looked unrecognizable even to herself. The surgery involved pulling and tightening the skin to reduce wrinkles and sagging, but the uneven results made her face look distorted. Her cheeks were overly lifted, giving her an unnatural appearance, while the skin around her mouth and eyes appeared stretched and tight. Sharon revealed that the recovery process was painful and prolonged, adding to her regret. Her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, was also shocked by her appearance and encouraged her to consider corrective surgery. Despite the poor results, Sharon remained candid about her experience. She admitted that she had grown accustomed to using plastic surgery to fight aging, but recognized that this procedure was a mistake. The backlash and criticism she received after revealing her altered appearance made her rethink her choices. She has since vowed to stop undergoing invasive procedures, focusing instead on aging gracefully. Sharon's story highlights how even those who are familiar with cosmetic procedures can face unexpected outcomes. Her decision to step away from surgery shows a shift in her perspective, but for others, the desire to alter their appearance can continue to take a toll. Number 1. Carrot Top. Carrot Top, whose real name is Scott Thompson, has been a subject of speculation for years because of his drastically altered appearance. Known for his bright red hair and quirky comedy style, his looks in recent years have raised questions about whether he has undergone plastic surgery. While Carrot Top denies having any procedures done, his facial features have changed so much that many find it hard to believe his transformation is natural. One of the most noticeable differences is in his eyebrows. They are now higher and more arched than before, which has led people to think he may have had a brow lift. His cheeks, once more angular, now appear fuller and rounder. This change makes his face look significantly different from his younger days and has fueled rumors that he may have used fillers or implants. His skin has also drawn attention for its smooth and tight appearance. Some believe this could be the result of Botox or chemical peels, which are often used to reduce wrinkles and create a youthful glow. Despite these changes, Carrot Top continues to insist that his transformation is due to a healthy lifestyle and a rigorous workout routine. He often jokes about the speculation, but the dramatic differences in his face keep the rumors alive. Whether or not he has had surgery, his altered look has sparked endless debate among fans and experts alike. While some support his decisions, others feel that his changes have taken away from the charm that once defined his unique presence. As Carrot Top's story shows, even subtle changes can become a topic of discussion when someone is constantly in the public eye. However, the next case reveals what happens when someone takes plastic surgery to an extreme that goes beyond anything seen before. Plastic surgery can be a double-edged sword, as these stories prove. Which transformation shocked you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more fascinating stories. See you next time.